So today I want to look at implementing a new feature into the DOM extension, and more specifically the outerHTML property. And yeah, I'm just going through the coding process. You can follow along, and maybe this gives you some inspiration to implement some features yourself. So the first thing that I'm going to look at is the HTML spec, which specifies the getter and setter steps for the property. So to start off, we're going to open the stub file for DOM, which defines like all the functions and properties, but without the implementation in a PHP format. This is defined on the elements class, element, and you can just copy the definition for inner HTML to outer HTML. The next thing we have to do is actually register the property. The reason is that these properties are virtual, which means that some C code will run to actually set these, and we need to link the PHP code to the C code. So if you just look for inner HTML, you can copy this and change this to outer HTML. Now, these are red because they don't have a definition yet. If you take a look at the inner HTML implementation, this is defined in the inner HTML mixing file. And I think I'm just going to add the outer HTML stuff here too. But yeah, I'm going to rename this file later. Because otherwise I have to do a full rebuild, and I don't want to do that. So let's add the prototypes to the prototype file. Oops. Outer HTML, and then I'm going to copy these signatures. Same here. And for now, I'm just going to not to do anything here, not the bottom review implementation now, I'll do that later. Let's first start with the read. So if you take a look, actually, you'll see that I also always put the links at the top of the function, so it's easy to see where to get the reference. So I'm going to do that here too. Same here. And then, first of all, we need to fetch the context node, which we can do with this macro. Then let's look at the first step. So the first step is to create a fake node and then put the context node in. So I'm going to call this fictional node. Oh, it's called elements. Let elements be a fictional node. So elements. I'm going to zero out the structure. And then we're going to do some setup. So we're going to set a type. We are also going to set this children and the last pointer to the context node. We might need to set the document, but I don't think we really need to do anything else here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So just copy over the document from the context node. And then the second step is to run the actual serialization. And for that, we are going to cheat a bit, look at how HTML does it. You see it's quite convoluted, so you might need to break this off in a separate method. So what does it do actually? So it gets the context node, either does HTML or XML serialization. It just passes a node in, okay. And also here just passes a node in, right, and loops over all the children to create the serialization. So I'm just going to split this off into a separate method. Yeah. Needs to return a value, so instead of returning Zend result, you might need to return a Zend string and return null on failure paths. Also needs access to the internal DOM object to access the private data, which contains like namespace mappings and so on. Okay, so return over here. Okay, so now I have to fix this one. So returns a Zend string. Like this, and if we don't get one, return failure, and otherwise we return success, and also have to set the string. Then we can just repeat that basically here. The node is now called, it's called context node, but you can just call it node. We can just compile. Oops. Now we can think of creating a test case. So let's go with something really quickly. So very simple documents. Put a new line because otherwise it's going to be annoying. Okay. So let's grab the p tag. So that should be the p tag. And actually, if we look at the dump here, the outerHTML property should be in here. It is. But it seems like it doesn't work, because we passed the wrong node here. So yeah, let's just call it again context nodes or this, because this is called this. And we get a segfault and the serializer. This line. Right, because it assumes that the parent is the element here. We can fix that real quickly by just swapping the parent out. And then after the serialization has run, set the parent back. Okay, and now it seems like it has worked properly. Let's do it like this. We don't need the output anymore. So let's quickly run the suite and see if we broke anything. Well, I actually already know that there are going to be failures because sometimes I var dump an object out in a test case, And now there's an extra property, so that extra property will show up in the var dump and will break the test, which is expected, but we should fix the test in that case. There we go. Seems like it did work. So if you look at this test case, you can see that there's just a new property here. Let's quickly verify the contents. So it just dumps out a single child. And then we have to add the extra property. We can just take the output from here and apply the diff basically to the test with the bless command. If you take a look now, it has added the outerHTML property in the output. And so now the test will succeed. And this of course still works. Okay, so let's think of some edge cases now. What if we take the outerHTML of the root? We should call it the root. Okay, what if we take the outerHTML of an unattached element? Also works. Are there any more special cases? Well, I suppose we can have template elements. Oops. But that works too. So I'm going to change this to a real test file. The test file has this structure, so we start with a test section which defines the title, then we specify which extensions we use, which is only the DOM extension in this case. And then the file section basically contains a PHP code that must be executed. Finally, we have the expect section, which contains the expected standard output. So let's call this DOM element of HTML reading. And this is actually the test for HTML. So it should be in here. Elements. Actually, let's copy this so it's consistent. And let's save this in the same space. Modern HTML serializer elements of HTML. Okay. Let's run all tests again. Or actually, let's just run the tests for the modern section. There it goes, and that's the expected output, right? Foo, HTML, and template, yeah. Seems right. So I'm going to blast this. And now I'm going to make a test for the XML case. So HTML, XML, then yeah, this is a bit more complicated because things can go wrong. The resulting HTML must be well formed, basically. But this is actually already tested via inner HTML. So I'm just going to copy this test case. and play with it a bit. Actually, perhaps I should just extend this test case. Also then the outer HTML. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's run the test. Let's see if it makes sense. So, yeah, always contains a container, of course. Container in container, sure. And then the books, which makes sense. And then we're going to extend this with outerHTML as well. Reading errors, inner outerHTML. And this is what I expect, right? So $15. Okay. To make it a bit cleaner, I'm going to make 2 commits. So I'm first going to commit this part, which means I temporarily have to remove the definitions. That's fine. And then I can get them after I did the commits. Let's just run all tests again to make sure we didn't break anything. And there we go.